there's also some of these, cultural and ideological challenges. And I think one of the recent ones was the under-20 FIFA World Cup being taken out of Indonesia because of the involvement of Israel. Do you think some of these challenges are beyond sport, or do you think sport can actually help bring some of those, completely at odds scenarios to a space where we can find agreement?
Well, I definitely think, sport has a role to develop sort of a better understanding. You saw once that, the FIFA did take away the under-20 World Cup from Indonesia, the uproar, sort of around the country in Indonesia. And I think that's actually harmed Ganjar Pranowo's sort of bid to become president. It was a very dark day for Indonesian football. They were really looking forward to hosting the under-20s World Cup. Luckily they were able to host the under-17s World Cup, which I heard was the biggest and best under-17 World Cup that's ever been sort of, hosted. And I think, like football can play a role in developing, better relationships, better understanding of what's going on, and sort of highlighting, we can see Palestine playing at the Asian Cup and doing, such a great job as well. And, I think, sport, it doesn't discriminate and it shouldn't discriminate, but it can go a long way in educating, you know, people about, sort of issues around what's happening around the world.
So as a player, a former player, are you still playing? Are you playing,
No, no, I retired around 11 years ago, so
so you're not playing in
from
any
professional
sort of,
sport.
over 40s, 50s, none of that?
No, no, I enjoy my Sundays with the kids, and yeah, sort of. I want to be able to walk on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So no, no, I still go and watch football. I'm still passionate about going down and watching my local club on the weekends. I coach my little boys team, but yeah, I don't play anymore. But I'm a massive supporter of the game.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, as a former player, um, what sort of relationships did you build? And I guess I'm asking this because sometimes, sport also has its own level of politics that they've got to be aware of, and governments try and influence at different times with regard to ideology. But as a player, were any of those things ever foremost in your mind? Or was it just, these are my new teammates now, I'm getting to know you now, might not like your personality that much, but hey, we're in a team together, let's just get on with it. Just explain that kind of experience that you had.
Yeah, like I was pretty fortunate to be able to play, for almost 14 years. Played in Croatia, who I'm still to this day, like in contact with a lot of my friends there as well. And then sort of, like at Sydney Olympic in the Old National Soccer League, and the same there, and in Malaysia, in Brunei, and then in Indonesia as well. And I'll use my time in Indonesia as an example. I made some, some great relationships with friends over there. I'm still to this day in touch with, and, two godchildren. My time in Indonesia playing football, I use this example of sport. Like we had 5 different foreigners in our team when we were there. I had a boy from Korea. I never spoke Korean. Had a boy from Cameroon. I didn't speak French. Had a boy from Argentina. I didn't speak Spanish. We had a boy from Brazil. I didn't speak Portuguese, and had myself there. But we would all communicate in Indonesian when we were there. So I'm still to this day, when I speak to those guys, we all speak Indonesian. So football is that common sort of, like sort of brings people together. And I was actually lucky enough to be best man to 2, Indonesian weddings, right here in Perth as well. And sport, when you're probably playing sport, you probably don't think about the politics and that, what's going on. And it's just sort of, okay, when we're on the pitch, you probably don't get along with everyone in your club, but, sort of once you're on the field, it's that 11v11, and we know we've got that shared common goal. We've got to try and win that game. We've got to do what's best for the team. And I think that's what we sort of probably, like sort of in life as well. That's why I think I'm so passionate about also players transitioning out of their game as well, using that skill set. Because I think a lot of companies are looking for, people with that sort of skill set, the hardworking, discipline. They can work in teams. They're resilient. They work with different cultures, any different time. And yeah, so, like my time playing football is phenomenal. And, it's amazing how I'm off to Indonesia actually tomorrow, and I'm just sort of touching base with friends that I used to play with, and I'll be able to go up there and catch up with them and go for coffees and stuff like that. And it's just like it was yesterday, and I was there almost 11 years ago playing football.